Go ahead.
Penix is the other end of the spectrum of my guy Jayden Daniels, where it's like we're doing this thing with Penix where it's like we're just not sure. We're just not sure. Second rounder, and then it's going to get to the draft, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone takes him like top 10, and we're just like, whoa, how did this happen? Like, oh my god! And I feel like since we're talking about like controversial prospects, if you will, or like stuff that's annoying you, or things that you can't get a read on, or like having a different opinion than like some of the stuff you're seeing, all of a sudden I'm seeing that Jayden Daniels shouldn't be the second pick. And
yeah, I'm seeing a lot of that.
He's
trying to force his way out.
No, he isn't.
What?
There's no evidence. Like, I don't understand, because similar to Michael Penix, there's this new conversation that's really popular to talk about, which is like talking about what happened at ASU, as if it's fucking relevant at all, as if we didn't see him.
It's not relevant.
I'll pull up the stats. Last year, here's 2023 stats: 3,812 passing yards, 40 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions, and that's not including rushing statistics.
He's a Malik Neighbors merchant.
He had another 10 yards or another 10 touchdowns running, and also was like the team's leading rusher and was like the most explosive player on the ground for them, and that's with like Hall of Fame level passing numbers in a college season. If I pulled those numbers up and I was like, wow, like look at Josh Allen's stats last year. He had 40 touchdowns throwing and 4 picks. In the SEC, by the way, not Trey Lance playing at North Dakota. He completely dominated offensively in the hardest conference in football and college ball, bar none.
Bar none.
He played good games against everybody he played. There's no game on his resume of being like, whoa, what did he do? It's like, how can you guys sit here and sell me this shit of like, well, now all of a sudden, like, we think he might be like last year's Will Levis where he gets faded and punted. It's like, well, that's a mistake. That's a mistake.
Yeah.
Like, that would be a huge mistake because not only is this guy elite passing the ball, like I just read you his passing numbers, he also runs better than anybody in this draft. So you have Anthony Richardson last year where it's like this raw, unfinished product of like, well, maybe he throws pretty well deep, but his numbers are pretty like, he didn't win that many games, but he's got this great arm and this running upside.
Yeah.
You have Lamar Jackson, right, coming out of college being like, well, he's really explosive, but he's not like a polished passer, you know?
Yeah.
We don't know. Like, and he got faded for that reason. This guy has none of that. He throws it as well as Michael Penix. He has better numbers throwing than everybody. Unlike JJ, who's my guy, he carried the team offensively. And he also is like an insane explosive runner. So it's like, I don't understand. He's too small. Well, he's thin, but he's 6'4". He's bigger
he
than
can
JJ.
put on weight. Yeah,
I just
he can put weight on too.
I don't understand, and this is why I hate Smoke Season. It's like that's my. It's not that I can't get a read on him. It's that I feel like everybody was going off of what they saw last year, and now all of a sudden it's all of these other factors of why he was good last year. You know, well, he ran all over the field because, you know, he was missing throws downfield. It's like, who cares? He threw for 4,000 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 4 picks. He can throw the ball downfield. He led college football last year in yards per attempt, air yards per attempt. So he has 40 and 4, not running check down Charlie throws, not running screens to Malik Neighbors. These are downfield throws.
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand that he had good wide receivers. Yeah, I understand he had good wide receivers. I understand Malik Neighbors is the truth. I understand Brian Thomas Jr. is really good. I get that. But like all these other teams in the SEC have weapons too. And they have good defenses. And like nobody could, like, you're telling me that it was just because this guy had good wide, so he's closing his eyes and throwing the ball, and it's ridiculous. Watch the tape. He's throwing these guys open. He's throwing these guys open. He's throwing on the run. He's throwing in the pocket, and like, it's like that. All of a sudden now he's become the only player that we're packaging these like lowlights and
Yeah.
being like, look at these low lights. It's like, well, where's
Yeah,
JJ's
yeah, yeah.
low lights? Where's the fumble
Yeah.
against Michigan State where he lost us the game? Like, where's
Fully.
Penix's low lights? Like, we saw the natty. Like, where's Bo Nix's low lights where he couldn't get on the
Yep.
field 3 years ago because he wasn't good enough? Like, where's the
Yep.
Where's the low lights of Drake May, who won what, 4 games last year? But what are Drake May's college stats last season?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It feels like a bit disrespectful, and I understand that these guys,
Yeah.
like, they're all adults and they can handle it, and they're going to be like scrutinized. But it feels disrespectful to me that, like, now
Yeah.
all of a sudden these people are like,
Yeah.
he's just like not that good, and you guys have overrated
Yeah,
him, and it's like,
He's garbage coming off a Heisman win. You
yeah,
know?
but it wasn't even just like any Heisman. Like, it was like Heisman
Yeah.
done on like the ground and in the air and like impressively. It
Yeah.
wasn't like this like system Heisman. No offense to like Marcus Mariota or like any of these guys.
Yeah.
But, like, you know what I mean? Like, not all Heismans are created equal.
Yeah. No, that's facts.
So what are your thoughts about that? I mean, like, do you like agree? By the way, Drake May had 24 touchdowns, 9 picks last year, and 3,600
Yeah,
yards.
I think Drake May
just,
might be just ass. The only thing that concerns me about Jayden Daniels is that pressure to sack rating is like the worst ever.
Sure.
Like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like literally like quite literally like the worst ever.
Yeah,
Which is like up there with like a lot of notorious busts.
sure.
Zach Wilson's on there. Jamarcus Russell's on there. Like Trey Lance is on there. Like you think about like the real like the creme de la creme of busts. Like they're all on that list.
I
Ryan
love
Leaf is
like
on
the
there.
creme de la creme of bust as a concept.
You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like it to me that really like if I'm a GM, I'm like, oh,
JJ
but like
McCarthy threw for 2,900 yards, threw for 22 touchdowns with 4 picks. And
Yeah.
again, these are all so both of these guys have like considerably less. They have more or the same amount of interceptions with half the touchdowns throwing, less
Yeah.
yardage, and it doesn't even include running statistics, which he had 10 touchdowns rushing and like tons of yards on the ground.
well, and I think it's like if you can go, Jayden Daniels to me like he can really thrive in the right situation with the right coach, which would be either Kevin O'Connell or Cliff Kingsbury.
Right.
And I think they could both try to probably coach that like, hey, like if the pressure's coming, just throw it. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like just toss it away. You know what I mean?
right.
And that's where I think I could almost talk myself out of that pressure to sack radius because I feel like he's always trying to extend a play, like he's trying to run. You know what I mean? He knows he can run, so he's just trying to, and that's going to result in a lot of sacks. Just thinking that you can run.
right.
Because I mean, ultimately,
The only
like,
one who had better
pressure-
passing statistics than him, by the way, in this draft last season is Bo Nix, who has none of the running upside.
Yeah, no, that's real.
And also was a system QB. Like, he was much
Yeah.
more of a system.
System.
He's not an air yards thing. I know
Yeah.
what you mean. It's just like, I just watched this guy have a 2019 Joe Burrow season that didn't get finished. And it's like, you're telling me that, like, that's like the only difference. They didn't finish. You know, they didn't go undefeated
Yeah.
and, like, win the natty, whatever. But, like, you're telling me that, like, because this guy, you know, has, like, a couple of weaknesses in his game or whatever, that, like, now
Yeah.
we're putting him behind, like, these other guys. I just think it's nonsense. And I maybe I'm wrong and I look like a fool and he goes to a bad situation and busts and isn't good enough.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you look at that resume and those numbers and that film last year and be like, yeah, I don't know. He's going to be a bust. You know, it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know. Like, it's not even close. I love JJ, you know. I think Drake May could be really good. I think Bo Nix could be. I think all these guys could be really good. And it's not even close.
But they won't be. That's the thing. They
Right.
won't be. We've never seen it. We've never seen a class where everybody's just like hit. And I don't think this is going to be the first one. So, and I could be wrong. I mean, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong just for the sake of the game. But like, I don't. You know, I think Drake May's not a hit. I think. That's the only one I feel like super confident about. I feel like Drake May's not going to be good.
Right. I
Bo
just don't
Nix
understand
feels
why we're
very
putting, like, we're now
kinda
all of a
whatever,
sudden
too.
being like, yeah, I think Drake May above Jayden Daniels. It's like, where? Like, where are you seeing that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You didn't learn your lesson
Smoke
with
probably
Lamar?
though. You know what I mean? Nope, sure didn't. We'll find out though. But then also, like, I think if Jayden Daniels ends up in New England, he'll suck. You know what I mean? Like it's so situational.
They have no imagination.
So situational.
They have no imagination.
None.
I think they're like a dumpster fire situation.